Oh ho ho ho! Ladies, gentlemen, gamers, and fellow League of Legends lovers and haters, welcome back! It's been about 2 weeks. I'm tired as fuck, but that doesn't mean we are not getting to the patch notes. Either way, I know I say this most times, but hopefully today it will actually come true. We have to will it into existence. That today I will go quickly with the patch notes for multiple reasons. Number one, I have a doctor's appointment soon. So realistically, I should not be doing this. But I am! Number two, I haven't played League in a hot minute, aside from Clash and maybe a little bit of Rift and ARAM here and there. But largely, I like to do these patch notes reviews mostly when I'm actually playing the game because I actually understand it well, and that's not the case. So it's more of a reaction than a commentary because when I play the game, I can actually talk about it. When I don't, I feel like I don't have a leg to stand on. However, I know we are getting towards the Worlds patch if we haven't already gotten to it already. So, hopefully we'll go quick with this shit because, again, I'm busy and I'm tired. So let's just get right into it. Patch 14.18, let's go! And we're actually on time today, too. Either way, welcome to patch 14.18, the official patch of the 2024 World Championship. Like I said, willing it into existence. We have a large number of live balance changes with the hopes of creating a varied and action-packed Worlds this year. So basically, again, this is going to be very, very pro-oriented. Very much changes to probably high-octane champions, like I often like to say. Stylus, Lee Sin, Sejuani, maybe even Zac, but I don't know. But these are the champions that really come to mind when I think of pro play, even though I haven't watched it in God knows how long. I don't know if they're going to touch on ADCs at this point because they already have kind of made changes here and there to ADCs. The biggest thing that shocked me, though, is my friend told me Faker didn't make it into Worlds. And it's not because his team isn't, filled with good players. Obviously, they have Zeus and the god himself, Vega. But the big thing is, from what I've heard, is they just can't compete with the meta. They just don't know how to play in this meta. They don't know how to play against ADCs mid. And, Faker is the king. He gave Riot a lot of money, especially with that $500 skin. So maybe they're going to change the patch around him, even though, again, he's not going to Worlds. So let's see. We're attacking some of the strongest performing ADC mids, which they already allegedly did, but I guess not, via systems and direct champion changes. I also heard they're bringing back Lethal Tempo. There's no way they're going to do that for Worlds, though. So that's probably going to be a preseason next year thing. Also, on the topic of next year in League of Legends 2025, I'm going to keep mentioning this so it's not forgotten. And luckily, it's not a fill but not support situation all over again, because it seems like it's actually coming true because other big named content creators like Hums, Tyler One, hopefully me one day, are basically confirming that, yeah, Riot is cooking something up. And Riot said 2025 is going to be the year of League of Legends. So, very excited. And apparently there's leaks. I have no clue what they are, but if I had to guess what people are really wanting is voice chat. I really don't want voice chat personally, but it's great to have. I can honestly say it's a really good thing to have, especially in the bot lane more than anything else. But I personally probably maybe won't use it. I gotta see, but I don't want to talk to these fucking animals. Either way, though, what else are they doing? They're making lane swaps much more punishing for the swapping team and making AP burst itemizations burstier. So yeah, they really want ADCs to die. Lovely. We're bringing up a couple of top lane tanks to power the level to the power level of Cassant and Ornn, buffing several fighter junglers, bringing down the S tier picks in most roles. So again, they're just shifting out the meta, and I think this is a good thing. I think everyone, like Gold D. Rogers says from the One Piece series, should have their own time. I think everyone should have their time in the sun, the limelight, and it's just a matter of time before they should and hopefully do. Same way with skins. Either way, we're hoping that pro players each come away with interest in variety reads on the optimal way to play League, blah blah blah. In addition, we also have some new skins for Thresh and Azir you can use to clean up the competition. So this is probably going to be the Court Azir skin that we saw. I forgot which Thresh one I saw too, but I think I saw one as well. I think it's Jander Thresh, which is pretty funny. And, to kind of talk on skins a little bit, despite wanting to keep this video short, I always say we should get one-off skins. We don't have to have skins being a part of a big skin line, a part of a big event. Those should be there too. I'm not saying get rid of those, but I miss the days back in the day of old school League where we would just get skins out of nowhere, and these skins would kind of just be like, one-off sort of things, which were nice. It came with a lot more variety. And then I heard soon we're getting the Fright Night skin, so that's great. I think Fright Night is one of the best skin lines in the game. Just visually and everything wise. Either way, let's take a look. TFT, we don't care. Alright, so we got, it looks like 3 skins, which is interesting. So yeah, it's like I thought, Janitor Thresh, Eternia Azir, and Crystal Indomitus Nautilus. So a big problem I have with the Crystal Indomitus skins is just the problem I have in general with the Mythic skins, with the Mythic Essence, is basically they're fucking boring. Like, the biggest thing I want is imagine if Lawyer Azir and Janitor Thresh were Mythic Essence skins instead of viable skins. I think the whole Crystallis whatever theme, it's alright at first. Like, at first I was pretty impressed. I like Ashen Knight more, personally, even though they kind of ruined that as well. But overall, I wish we just saw more random skins. I hate the theme of the skin because it's just crystal. I mean, again, you are using Mythic Essence, which is kind of crystal-like, to get it. But I just wish they put random skins in. Either way. Rank Split 2 end and Split 3 start time. Whoopee! So Ranked is resetting for all those who don't have your rewards. Grind out Ranked before it ends. Because I think every split we are getting a gold skin in. Let me just make sure on my end I'm actually okay. Let me see. You can see my ranks here. I'm Plat 2. Look at me. And I barely play the game. Yep, I got all my ranked awards. Nice. And we have the gold skin as well. Everything is hunky-dory. Back to the patch notes. So the time for NA is PDT, basically September 24th, 25th. Cool. I wonder if Arcane's going to be out by then. Either way, Ready Check Go. We're bringing updated Q dodge and Ready Check penalties to all Riot regions. Nice. So they talked about this last patch. Basically, don't Q dodge or else you're going to get it. League transfer restrictions. So now, let's see. Account transfers will have a 90-day cooldown. Cool. So this is where a lot of people were gaming the system for account transfers because new regions, I forgot which one it was recently. I don't think it was OCE, or at least not too recently. But when new regions come out, they usually offer some sort of incentive or reward for people who already had an existing account in an existing region to move over there because it's actually their right region now. And a lot of people would do it just to get the free rewards. Even though it did eventually cost them money to get back, it would sort of be, I don't want to say profitable unless you're selling your account, which is illegal. But overall, it would mainly be used to get a lot of fucking skins. And people were kind of gaming the system, but they did have to pay for it at some end. Not in terms of getting banned or anything, but it would just cost them money to get back. And now there's a cooldown on it, so you're stuck overseas with high ping. Either way, to better protect accounts with astronomically high amounts of RP from malicious behavior. Oh, that's another thing. I didn't even think of that. If your account gets hacked, they can't just keep transfer switching to waste your RP. Because imagine you just can't get skins anymore. Clash, where the Clash issues happened and players impacted were not charged for Clash tickets and we're working on manually granting awards. Cool. So Ahri, what do we think of Ahri? Apparently Ahri is weak, not that I would know, but they are buffing her by 15% AP and by 40 base damage. Holy shit, her charm is kind of going to chunk. So Ahri is a little bit of a weird champion. I think Ahri used to be not really a heavy hitter, but she used to be a lot more about damage, and Riot knows this. And when they changed it, they knew what they were doing. They were like, hey, we're going to sacrifice damage for mobility and reset. So it's technically lesser damage, but it's more comfortability and it's more damage over time. If you get the full amount of resets, I think you might end up doing more damage. Maybe even more a little bit AoE because it hits multiple targets, but the old school charm really let you burst someone down because it increased damage against them. Now it doesn't, but it's good to see they're returning some base damage and scaling to it because that leads to more explosions, and I think Ahri could use some love, especially with that $500 skin. Let's go next! Aurora. I don't know how this lady, this bunny girl, aside from being extremely cute, is so good. I played her on release, and she felt like shit. Now, granted, maybe it's just a case of professionals at her. When you play a lot of games, get really, really good at her. Who knows? I don't think she feels well, especially after the nerfs. I think she feels okay. And she really doesn't bring much aside from her ult and just straight damage to the team. She's squishy, she's annoying, but it's like, I don't see her bursting people. Yes, she's annoying. And again, the ult is probably the biggest thing in the team fight. Which, I don't really think it's that crazy. Because if she's behind, she sucks dick. But either way. Aurora's landed as a popular champion is performing quite well, which I don't understand how. Since we're at World's Patch, they want to basically shut her down. So the maximum jump distance is 250 now. The wall jump forgiveness is a lot less, so you can't really escape with it. And the duration is getting cut by 1 second. That is crazy because I already feel like this thing is really fucking short. Now, granted, it's AoE for the whole team, right? And League is a game of seconds where every second matters. But damn, bruh, they are really just, I think, straight up nerfing her. If they nerf her after this, either the champion's unbalanced or they did something wrong. Or people are just crazy. I don't know. Either way, Azir is getting a skin, so I would expect a buff. However, Azir is getting nerfed, which is crazy. We're pro-skewing these nerfs so that he can keep a reasonable win rate for normal players without taking over the mid lane. Wow. It's crazy because I think Azir is one of the best champions to watch in mid aside from Sylas because they love playmaking potential. Playmaking potential is what gets money, it's what gets views, it's what the audience likes. And that's who they kind of have to appeal to. Even though every department except skins is losing the money, especially esports. But anyway, the damage is going from... Oh my god. So the base damage they're not touching, kind of. They're touching the level damage, and then they're making it scale. So you're probably going to either max Q or W first. Usually it was Q. I can see an argument for W now to have it do damage. Or at the very least, this is just going to make Azir's scale a lot longer. Like, you're really playing for late game now. You're doing a lot less. Like, holy shit. 55 to 35. And to get back to 55, you have to max it out. Wow. So yeah, this is definitely hurting late game Azir. The Cork. So Corky, like I said, he's had a little bit of a journey. He used to be an ADC. He went to mid for a long time. They tried to push him back into ADC. He kept going mid. And Faker's not in Worlds because of it. So, what are they doing? Even though I heard Faker's Corky kind of sucks, but either way, they're probably nerfing him. What are they doing? After a few rounds of direct and indirect changes, Corky is no longer the go-to mid laner in Pro. We still concerned that he may come back to overtake the meta. Wow, they really don't like ADC, and this is the thing, and I've said it every patch notes. Riot just loves bullying ADC players, and even though Corky's, again, not really an ADC, as much as they tried to do that, it's sad we're seeing him nerfed, but I do think Corky is kind of sleeper OP. I think he does stupid amounts of fucking damage. He does 15% extra true damage for free. That can crit. And is affected by Spellblade, I think. But yeah, his passive is fucking crazy. I mean, again, they did remove the package, his old passive, which was basically just Rumble ult. But, yeah, sad to see Corky nerfed, but he kind of deserves it, but many people don't know that. So what are they doing? The Q damage is getting nerfed by 20 base, that's fine. The R damage, which I think the R kind of sucks now, it's getting nerfed by 10% scaling, bonus AD, so it's even worse than total. And then base damage is going down by 40. Damn, they really don't want the missile to be good now. Granted, now you can only hold 3, and the cooldown is decently long. Now, granted, every third one as well does more, but I feel like the ult nerf is kind of a little bit harsh. If they went to 250 instead of 240, I feel like that's the lowest they should have gone. But what do I know? I'm not a statistician. They have stats, and I think stats make the game boring, but it also provides insight, so it is what it is. Gnar! Gnar is another top lane playmaker. I think the top lane playmakers are mostly Cassant, Gnar. I don't want to say Mord, but Mord a little bit. Obviously, Kennen, Rumble, if they even go top anymore. I don't really know who else off the top of my head. I don't think Jackson Fiora. I'd be surprised if they do that. But I would love to see some Gwen though. Oh mama. You know, as much as I don't watch Pro, I will probably watch Worlds. I like Worlds. You know, it's World. But yeah, no, they're buffing Gnar because Gnar's a playmaker, and Gnar is basically a counter pick to almost fucking everything. He's a really safe pick. I absolutely hate this champion because watching him is so annoying. Playing against him is even worse. And for some reason they want him to be relevant, so there he is. I think this champion is horrible though. Not only from a watching perspective until you get to team fights, but his laning is so ratty. Like, this champion is just disgusting. Disgusting fucking rat. Anyway, so they're buffing him by 3 base AD. Cool. We have 2 goals for Gnar this patch we think are stronger. Gnar would be an interesting option for Worlds. Yeah, boring option. Except team fights. And we want to ensure the fleet adjustments don't hit him too hard in solo queue. That makes more sense. So Hui, the guy who's really fucking complicated, but not as complicated as Aphelios, but kind of he is. Oh my god, they're talking about Hui support. That is disgusting. So they're buffing Hui support. If any person in Worlds goes Hui to support, we're going to see more Hui in solo queue and just play in general. And it's not going to be from competitive, so we're going to see a lot of shitters. But Hui is complicated enough. I have seen some good Huis, and they're absolutely amazing. But they are not a dime a dozen. They're a needle in a haystack, and it's too often that I don't see them. So buffing support Hui is kind of a bait if they use it in Worlds because of this. Not only do I think they should lose, but it's going to result in worse games for all of us. So I don't like this buff for Quay, and the fact that there's reduced shielding on him is so stupid because he's mainly meant to do damage. Like, if you're sacrificing your combo to do a shielding ability, you should get a lot of shielding out of it. I don't know why it's reduced. Like, it's so stupid. Either way, Ivern, weirdly enough, I will be shocked if we see Ivern in Pro. But honestly, I don't really know the spot Ivern's in because no one fucking plays him. So let's see what they're doing. The shield strength is going down. Wow. And then the slow is going down too. Wow. And then Ivern, they say, is actually really strong. Again, I wouldn't know. He's really a top tier pick by only the highest skilled brackets. But wow. They're scared of him becoming the #1 pro jungler for Worlds, which is crazy. But Ivern is really good. In the right hands, he's extremely fucking good. So that's pretty wild. Jarvan, J4. Jarvan's another playmaker in the jungle. They definitely love him. Jarvan 4 is a valuable pro pick who isn't currently being played much, so they want to see him more, so they're buffing his current health damage. Pretty cool. Then we have the Jackal. So I'm surprised they want to see him in World, but again, he did come up in my initial reaction when I was thinking of top laners. Him and Fiora are kind of paired together with me. And despite what the community says and joke about with all of their constant, banter with Jax and what he does, especially with Annie, I think Jax is a really cool champion to watch. The exact opposite of Gnar, you have to be good at the game to actually play Jax. With Gnar, you just have to be a bitch. So I'm really glad to see Jax. Hopefully he gets buffed. We're happy with how our Jax changes back in 14.14 gave his opponents more ability to counterplay him, but that also left him a bit weaker. And they want to see him actually be used, so they're giving him more base armor from his ult, which is decent. The base MR is up, which is good. And I think armor is more valuable than MR. MR isn't as needed because not many stuff do magic except for abilities which are on cooldown. You're more likely, unless you're getting bursted by a mage, I think you're more likely to take a lot more physical than magical. So you, in my mind, don't need as much MR in general. But either way, the on-hit magic damage is going up by 10%. Or sorry, not 10%. 10 base, which is not bad. And the armor per additional champion hit, because he's really good against AD, is going up by 5. Nice. And then you gain 60% of that as MR, so you're still getting MR too. Pretty cool. I would love to see Jackson Worlds. Jace, to me, I don't like Jace, but I think better of him than Gnar. Honestly, I do. I think Gnar is the bitch. I think Jax is the Chad. I think Jace is the middle ground. I think with Jace, you play like a bitch until you're ready to go in, but he actually does take skill, unlike Gnar. So they love him for Worlds for some reason. I absolutely hate him. But again, I understand why he's there, and I'm alright with him being there, even though I hate him. So what are they doing? In a world full of ranged AD mid, somehow Jace hasn't made an entrance. Wow, so he must suck. So they're buffing him. So his slow on his Q is going up by 5%, which is next to nothing. And then his E-move speed is going up by 5%, which is next to nothing. Except when you combine them, it's actually pretty good. So Jace is a little bit better, not crazy. Oh my god, they're buffing Jinx. Let's fucking go. This is making me hard. My main! Arcane from Fortnite! Anyway, Jinx, attack speed growth increased. Let's go! So they want Jinx to do fucking good. Return to classic ADC, please. Yes, let's go crit. Fuck mid ADC. We love crit ADC. Let's fucking go. So 1 to 1.4, not bad. Jinx has a little bit of room for power, so we're giving her some tiny bit of additional attack speed. Nice! Very good. Leona, who's really good with Jinx. Leona is one of the top tier supports. I wouldn't say the literal top, I would say right under. Instead of being S, I would say she's A+ rank, if not S, if there's S+ out there. I think S+ is Lulu, Nami, maybe even Thresh if you're really good at it. Unless there's some broken-ass shit in the meta, I think those three are typically the best supports. I would even put Alistar maybe a bit below. I put Alistar in the same realm as Leona. They do take some skill depending on the champion, but they're good at different things. I would say maybe Janna is also in A tier with Leona and Ali. But Leona is definitely the upper echelon of that. So let's take a look. Base armor decreased. Wow, she has a lot of base armor. No wonder Leona feels like a fucking tank. Because she is. But either way, they want more diversity, so they're nerfing her. That's fine. I think as long as it doesn't go below 40, we're fine. But she's going to be a little more squishy. Now again, and I always say this, armor as well as move speed are underrated stats, sleeper stats. So the less of it you have, the more it matters. The more of it you have, then it really doesn't matter as much, which is good. So again, unless this goes below 40, I'm not too worried. Lilia. We better be getting Lilia buffs because I hate how they're nerfing her. I think she's an absolute joy to watch. She has really high moments, and I really like her. And I like her in other ways too. Either way, Lilia has quickly become the top jungler in Pro and is generally performing too well. Yeah, but they're going to nerf Ivern. As the jungler has become more hospitable to AP champions and items because they have the new thing that builds into all the burn items for the jungle, we're continuing to chip away at her inherent kit strengths. Wow. So they're reducing her clear time by nerfing her passive damage, and the sleep duration is getting nerfed. Wow. I mean, honestly, you have less time to do it, and her clear is suffering a little bit as well. I wouldn't necessarily say it's suffering, because I think it was at a certain level, and it got giga buffed by the introduction of the Ashes item. I think that's what it's called. Again, it's the component that still provides a burn to the max health of the enemy, or some health of the enemy. Or maybe it's just flat damage, I forget. But either way, it's a burn to the enemy's health, and it particularly helped junglers like Lilia with Dot. And I think it made her really good. So I don't know if this is a nerf. I mean, obviously it's a nerf from how she is now. But I don't know if it's a nerf from how she was before the item is. Because overall, I think she is stronger. But again, I haven't played, so I wouldn't really know. But that's a little sad, but not crazy. Lissandra. They might want to see Lissandra a lot. I would expect a buff to her because she's really hard to play. Now, in the hands of pros, you know, they kind of have their shit down. But even then, Lissandra, I think, is too little bang for your buck. You have to play too hard to get minimal results where you could just play someone like Sylas and do it way easier. So what are they doing? Wow, they're actually nerfing her. So her Q damage has decreased by 10%. Holy shit, I thought they would do 5. Yeah, so apparently she's too strong. Interesting. Lulu! So again, the top tier, or one of the top tier supports in the game, even above Leona. A good Lulu shuts down Leona and almost every single other fucking person. So, what are they doing to Lulu? We want to give enchanters a bit of fighting chance at bringing some more ADCs into the world's meta. Oh! So what are they doing? Lulu has some room to gain a bit of power. Yes! Yes! Lulu buffs! People, please stop going Lux support! So Pix's damage on her passive is now going up by 2. This is nothing. Never mind. Malphite! I guess he's another one who could see a lot of worlds play. Again, he is a setter-upper, but if we get a Malphite Yasuo combo, I will cry of happiness, but I doubt we're going to get that. Either way, Malphite, I think tanks are just in a bad spot in general most times. So they're giving him 1% of his max health back. Cool. This is not much, but cool. Maokai. Ooh, I wonder if Freak had his hand in this. So I wonder if we're going to see Maokai support. Typically, Maokai was, at least back in the day, a top laner, and you could kind of flex him everywhere else. You could do him jungle, you could do him support. Hell, you could even do him mid. He's a person who could literally go everywhere except ADC. I hope. But Maokai, basically after having the whole support debacle, and Freak probably getting his feelings hurt, was nerfed after Freak got his rank. So, I don't know if he's going to recover, and I don't really know where he's going to go, but they have to buff him. He's too weak. There's no way. Maokai is the other tree at risk of becoming the number 1 jungler at Worlds. This is insane. Wow. We'd like there to be more of them available, as such we're bringing down some pro-skewed power. Wow. So they want to see him in with a little damage off the top. Oh, never mind. I thought they said top lane. So what are they doing? So they are nerfing his base damage by 20, and that's it. Okay, that's fine. That's not too bad, because he does do max health, so it's not bad. So the sapling is going up by 2 seconds. The sapling duration is going less. Wow, it's scaling less on your health. Overall, not crazy nerfs, but apparently if it was an issue, I guess this does it, again, for pro play only. But, wow, I'm shocked. I'm shocked Maokai's a jungler. I mean, he definitely can't go support anymore, but... Misfortune! I actually don't think Misfortune's that good, but again, I haven't played the game, so I don't fully know. But apparently she's really good, so they're nerfing her base AD by 2. That base AD is actually pretty low, because I know some ADs have like 57-ish, around there. I think that's maybe the average. So she's definitely on the lower side, but she definitely makes up with it with her absolutely massive dong passive. Her passive is pretty strong. Either way, though, that's a little sad, but nothing crazy. Nasus. So I believe from what I heard, Nasus AP is a thing. So I don't know how crazy it is, but the fact that he's here either means one thing. he's getting buffed top lane, which I don't think would happen because they don't want stacking Nasus in Worlds, or he's getting nerfed because the AP version is probably too strong. One of the two. I really hope it's the buff, but realistically, it's probably the nerf. Let's see. Somehow Nasus has returned as a mid laner. Oh, in truth, Nasus is performing a bit too well in lower MMRs. Yeah, because he's fucking easy. He just E's and that's it. We're making sure to hopefully solve both these issues by nerfing his conventional last max ability, which again, if you're stacking Q is E. He'll have less reliable late game damage, especially in lower MMRs. Nice. So basically they do not want Nasus to be played. So his base damage is going down by a shit ton. 70, 80, 90, 100, 110. So it's going down by 45 base damage. But no scaling difference, which is nice. And the damage per second is getting nerfed by 10. That's insane. They really don't like AP Nasus. Wow. Rel is actually, I think she's A tier. I don't think she's S tier. I think she's A tier, but she is a staple in pro. They love her in pro. So they're either going to buff her because she's weak or nerf her because she's too prevalent and they want more variety. But I feel like they should buff Rel because Rel is a really good tree to watch. I like watching Rel. Either way, her ability, which is aptly named Full Tilt, what are they doing? We'll let you in on a little secret. Relzy has been her optimal first max for a while. Most players don't know that, while pros do. Well, regular players copy the pros, so I'm surprised they don't know that. But either way, they're bringing down the power of E. What are they doing? So ever since Rel's rework, I'm not fully sure of her kit and what it really does. Let's take a look. The maximum bonus move speed is going from 20 to 16. I think that's her mount, but I'm honestly not sure. So losing 4%, that's a little sad. Movement speed towards enemy or targeted allies going down by 8%. Holy shit. And then initial bonus move speed is 75%. Okay, so they're hurting her engage a little bit. This isn't too crazy, but definitely hurts Rel. A little sad to see that. Room Ball. Are they nerfing him? Are they buffing him? I honestly don't know. I could see a buff because, again, in regular play, I don't really see him often. In pro play, I honestly don't know. So let's see. His damage is getting nerfed early game. Wow. And scaling is getting nerfed. The percent health, thankfully, is not. Nice. And then the damage on his E is getting nerfed by 5, which is next to nothing. Rumble has been crowding out the top lane pool in pro play this summer, and our recent nerfs didn't do enough, so they're nerfing him more. Cool, Rumble's a little worse. Samira, oh my fucking lord. I am shocked that we are seeing Samira, so what could this mean? Buffs or nerfs? Hopefully buffs. I think realistically probably nerfs because Samira is... Whenever I think of Samira, I think of ridiculousness. Now, realistically speaking, I can use her. I know the pros can probably use her. I don't think regular people can. She used to be OP as shit. She's far from what she was. But I still think, again, in the hands of pros and me, she can do a lot of damage. Again, whenever I think of Samira, I don't think of good things in a good way. So I can honestly see a nerf here. I don't think it's going to be a buff. I hope it's a buff. But again, when I think of Samira, especially with professionals, I think of pentakills. I think of a lot of damage. It's really hard to play Samira too. Again, they did nerf her a lot, but I think Samira is still decent. Not strong. I think she's A tier ADC if you know what you're doing. Not S tier. Jinx is S tier. Anyway, what are they doing? Oh my god, they're buffing her. Lane strength has been a high priority for picks in pro, yet Samira has been mostly missing from that space. Wow. We want to be mindful of her solo queue ban rate, but we also want to have her basically have a good time at Worlds because she gets views. So let's see what they're doing. Her base damage is staying the same. Her scaling is going slightly up, especially early. Nice! Especially because you max this first. Very good. This is a really good buff. I like that. Shen. Oh, that's another one. He's way more defensive, but he's a really good character for Worlds. Another slight playmaker, but I would say kind of more of a play counterer than anything. But everyone loves TP. Everyone loves global presence, so they love Shen and TF. Either way, the passive shield is getting increased, so they really want Shen to be played. Nice. Smolder, if they don't buff him, I'm going to be sad. I can't imagine a world where they nerf him. He already is probably really weak. I would argue one of the weakest ADCs. And actually, let me check up on this. U.GG Smolder. Where is he at in solo queue? Again, pro is different. But yeah, he's almost the worst ADC in the game. He has less than 50% win rate. He's D tier. He has decent pick rate, decent ban rate. but he is ranked 25th out of 28 in the ADC role, and it really shows, and you really feel it because he feels gutted. If you played Smolder before and you play him now, granted, before he was OP as shit, but now Smolder is pretty weak, and I can't imagine them nerfing him. I can only imagine them buffing him, and I think he's a good person to buff for Worlds. I think he is pretty cool to watch. Either way, what are they doing? Oh my god, they're nerfing him. Smolder risks becoming a dominant top mid pick. You know what's so ironic? Riot tried, and they really wanted to make him a classic ADC, an ADC that is easy to pick up. What happened? They risk him going mid and top now and just abandoning the ADC role because the ADC role always gets fucked. Great. So base health decreased, Q damage decreased, AP ratio removed, W damage to champions, minions, and monsters decreased. Wow. So again, I guess Faker cried or they feel bad for him. I don't know if Smolder really went mid and fucked up Faker or anyone for that matter, but let's see what they're doing. These nerfs are meant to be solo lane skewed so that he doesn't lose too much power in bot, which is a lie. Without a risk yourself changes, some pain for bot laners is unavoidable. He's already one of the worst in the game. They're making him worse. This is terrible. Smolder's ass. So the health is going down, which is sad. The damage of the Q is now just, it's not only lower, they're getting rid of the AP, which granted only really mattered if you were building AP, which you shouldn't, or if you were building D-Ring, which I think was a decent start. Now it's probably not. But this is really sad. And then the W, the glob damage is now getting nerfed by 5, which is not too bad, honestly. And then the minion monster damage is now going down because they don't want him wave clearing as much, because they don't want him stacking, because they just don't want to see him. Hopefully this is just a momentary slap in the face and they buff him afterward, because God, he is awful. Varus. I can honestly see Varus in Worlds. I think Varus is a decently good playmaker, but he has to be in season, aka things around him have to be good. But they've been changing Varus a lot recently. I don't think they know where they want him. He's either too strong or too weak, which is kind of always the case with them. Either way, what are they doing? I think Varus would be good for Worlds, though. I want to see him hopefully buffed. Varus's buffs landed a little stronger than we intended, so we're nerfing him. Nice. What are they doing? So they don't want his lethality build. Nice. I actually like that a lot. I hate lethality. So the Q damage scaling is going down by 20% bonus AD. That's not terrible. It's kind of hurts though. And then the E damage is going down scaling by 10%. That's fine. This is whatever. Varus is whatever. He still is keeping a majority of his damage. Vi! Arcane's coming out soon, so hopefully she's getting buffed. Oh, never mind. She's getting nerfed. Wow. She's apparently really good. Again, I wouldn't know. The minimum damage is going from... or it's going down by 5. The max damage is going down by 10. Cool. Viego. This is one of the staples. They have to make him good. I imagine they're going to buff him, not nerf him. Let's see. Viego is just a little under his appropriate level, so they're going to buff him because he's great for Worlds. A lot of playmaking. So his base AD is going up by 3 to 60. Pretty good. And then his bonus damage to monsters is going down. Oh. They want to give him more help with Trinity Force. And they want to re-add some elite skew, and he's... okay, so they're trying to equalize him out. They're trying to, what it sounds like, make him better with items, so aka better when he scales, but again, this isn't much. They're probably hurting his early clear a little bit with this, but I think it scales better into the mid and late game, so it's whatever. Xin Zhao. Xin Zhao is weird. I think Xin Zhao's okay. I think he's not as terrible as I used to think he is. He definitely has a spot. I love seeing him too, so I hope he gets buffed or at least is playable. I hope they don't nerf him too badly if they are, but Xin Zhao's interesting. I don't know if he's broken or not. I don't think he is, but he's really good. Xin Zhao's an extremely straightforward champion, and as such should normally have a higher win rate for a jungler. Yay, they're buffing him! So his armor growth is going up. His damage on his Q is going up. Base damage-wise. Not bad. Pretty good. Xin Zhao hopefully will be played more. Zeri. Oh, good lord. Zeri is a whole fucking issue. Like, when she came out and she had the bruiser build, I was like, wow, I hate this. Then I realized, wow, this is a breath of fresh air. It's really good, kind of OP. Excuse me. And I think I forgot if it was August who made Zeri, but someone, if not August, who made Zeri basically regretted her. They're like, this is my biggest mistake in League, is Zeri. Not even Smolder, I don't think, it's Zeri. And they're like, I hate Zeri so much, which is ironic because Yumi and Cassante exist, which I think are even more issues for longer, but again, ADC hate is always prevalent. So, Zeri's weird because as much as they suck her off, I don't really know what they could do to her because they've already changed a lot of her kit. She used to be a shield drainer. She used to counter shields. She doesn't do that anymore. She used to get a lot of move speed. She used to build bruiser. She doesn't really do that anymore. She's incentivized to build crit. I don't know if they're going to take that away because I think they put AP ratios, but I don't remember what they did with those. Zeri's just a mess, man. And I think Zeri sucks ass, personally. You have to play so well. And her playstyle isn't even fun anymore. It might be good if you're skilled, but it's not fun. It used to be fun. Either way, what are they doing? Zeri is one of the highest agencies ADCs. For any situation, she probably has the means to outplay her opposition, either killing them or at least getting to safely. Wow. If you're like me, you basically pop into 5 people with the E. Champions like this tend to require lower than average win rates in order to feel fair, which is why we're nerfing the champion with a sub 50 win rate. Let me see where Zeri is on the regular people side. So Zeri is in ADC sense. Oh, she's actually pretty decent. Wow, she's a lot better than Smolder, and she has a near 50% win rate. She has 49.47. She is B tier, but again, they nerfed Smolder. Her, you could kind of make an argument for. I definitely agree, but Smolder, what the fuck? Either way, she's risk of becoming the default mid laner, and there it is. You know what I think is really the thing with mid? It's just having a movement ability. It's like if they don't have it, they really get fucked bot lane or mid lane, but having it really defines you being able to go mid. Either way, the damage of the passive is getting nerfed by like 40 later on. 15 early, and then the max health is going down too. Okay. Honestly, if this is all they're touching, that's fine. This is really, I think, pro skewed anyway. I don't think many people use her passive auto attack on people. They usually just Q them. The passive auto attack is a little bit nuanced as well. Either way, finally we get to Ziggs. Ziggs is probably going to get nerfed because he probably pushes out games too fast and wins too quick. And he's annoying and he just wave clears. So, what are they doing? We're concerned that Ziggs will remain the dominant bot laner for Worlds. Oh my god, that's disgusting. So thank god they're nerfing him. His passive is getting reduced damage to structures because that's going to finish the game too quick. Nice. Items. We're delivering a large swing to items overall, but we're fast-tracking some changes. Oh. We're looking to accomplish 2 goals. First, we're sharpening AP burst items, and we're reducing level scaling of several ADC durability options, which I didn't think were strong anyway, but let's see. We're compensating these changes with melee ranged mods. Oh. So they love melee, they hate ADC. I keep getting that. It's so sad that ADCs are suffering for their rejects going mid. But, you know, we're used to this. So what are they doing? BT, the shield is going down by 100 later on. Oh, wait, no, never mind. Wait. Oh, yeah, no, it's definitely going down. Oh, shit. And they're nerfing the lifesteal, too. That sucks. Immortal Shield Bow, which I think is barely used in regular play, at least by ADC standards. This is getting slightly nerfed, except it's getting buffed early. And it's getting nerfed for ranged. Wow. Udin's Companion is getting cheaper, and it's giving more, except less haste. Okay. Shadow Flame, which I think is a really good item, is giving more pen, more max health threshold for the critting. And pet top damage is going down, but that's fine. Okay, Shadow Flame. Oh, well, the AP is getting nerfed, but the magic pen and the threshold is going up, which way more than makes up for it. Storm Surge, I feel like this has been a pretty weak item, and they've been slowly shadow buffing it over and over. Magic Pen's going up, which is good. The passive move speed's going down, which is sad. The health threshold is going down, which is really sad. And the Squall ranged penalty is removed, which is good. Either way, Fleet Footwork. This is getting nerfed because of ADC's mid. So it's the healing's getting buffed baseline. Wait, what are they saying? It received several nerfs. While we think the rune is now an appropriate spot for ranged users, it's become too weak for melee users. Wow. So it's now 60% as effective for ranged users. So I don't understand this, right? They said that, I mean, they did increase the healing too to 130, but they said that it's okay for range, so they're nerfing it for range. I don't know if this is an overall nerf or if it's equalizing out because of the increased base amount without the mod or with the mod. But they're equalizing the healing for all users to 15. The bonus move speed is now higher for melee, which is good. I think this is fine. I think this should be better on melee. Melees have a hard time in some matchups, especially. And if you want a safer option or an option where you can kind of engage a little bit more, I think Fleet is pretty good. I think just in general, though, Fleet is really weird because I think the fact that it gives healing and the fact that it gives move speed kind of plays against itself. do you want to use it to farm or do you want to use it to kind of go and engage and stay on them? It's a really weird thing. I mean, obviously, the best of both worlds is you heal while you're hitting them, but a lot of people won't use it that way. So I feel like the core of the principle of fleet footwork is really divergent from itself. Like, I don't understand why there's healing and move speed on the same thing. Those two things, healing incentivizes, laying low, kind of farming, kind of staying back. Move speed incentivizes either dodging, which I guess can be associated with farming and staying healthy and staying back, but it also incentivizes going in, which is, again, kind of the opposite of healing. But I guess this is, in essence, or in practice, supposed to reward poking them. But it really doesn't work that way. Most people won't use it that way. Either way, what the fuck are they doing to turrets? Turrets, the damage reduction is going up. So again, they really want the early game to be, they don't want lane swapping. Yeah, so they're going to take a lot less damage. And then turret plating is a lot higher. Wow. So, yeah, this is where they really want the early game to last longer. Fine. I'm not reading this whole last paragraph. So, ARAM changes. Surrender time is now 8 minutes. Thank God. That's a really good fucking change. And then, we've noticed some players asking, will ARAM have its own runes? The short answer is no. And I think that's fine. I think, again, as I always say, ARAM should kind of be the lawless land. It should be the land where they're not balanced too crazy, because balancing randomness really makes it boring. But that's a really good change. And then Arena, because it's still in the game. I'm not reading these because I haven't played Arena in God knows how long, because they don't know how to do mastery in there. New player experience. During the player's first few games, new players might see bots. Wow. Wait. Wait, what? Wait, hold on. Oh, so it's only in AI games of League. Okay, I thought it was in regular play. Like, they're adding bots to regular League, but no. Players will only see these bots in their first few games of normal queues. Players will not encounter them in any queue after their first few normal games. Wait, what? What the hell? Established players of League won't see any changes unless they queue with a new player. Wait, what? I don't understand. These bots will adapt to their skill, providing a more gradual on-ramp to League. Wait, is this in normals or in AI? What? Players will only see these bots in the first few games of normal queues. In normal games? What is this? Our goal is to improve the learning process and help new players learn and discover the fun that is League. See, I don't understand, because if you're putting this in normal games, are the players supposed to get carried? Are they supposed to learn from this? Because if that's the case, you're going to need a lot more than just a couple games. Because if you're laning, right? Let's say I'm playing ADC and my bot is a support. I'm going to be focusing on how to play AD, not support. Now, granted, I think that's the biggest case you could make for it, aside from jungle. Having a good bot jungle, but it's like, okay, you're seeing how it's supposed to be played, but you're mostly focusing on your own role, and League is a very big game when you play it. It's very front loaded, where it's a lot of overload in the beginning, where I doubt if you're new to the game and you're trying to play ADC, or let's just say mid, you're trying to play mid, you're going to be noticing how the bot jungler player is doing things correctly. You're not going to know what's correct and what's not. And the only way you would know that is if you keep the bots on for an extended period of time, but they're not, so it's defeating the purpose. It's really weird. It sounds like they just want them to get carried, because I doubt from a learning perspective this could be that helpful. Is it helpful? Maybe a little bit to some people. Overall, I don't think it is. Either way, at least they're trying. Bug fixes, I don't care. And finally, the upcoming skins. Janitor Thresh is pretty funny. He looks more like a construction worker than a janitor, personally, but it's pretty funny. Attorney Azir is really good, and I already told my opinions on Crystal Indominus. I wish we got a new line. Fuck the Crystal Indominus line. Either way, that was the patch. This is the world patch. Again, pretty par for the course. I don't like some of the buffs and nerfs they did, but that comes with the territory of just how it is with worlds. Again, they are catering towards pro play. I think pro play is fucking stupid, though, but sometimes at least. And do I agree with most of these changes? I'm kind of whatever. I mean, they did buff Jinx and Samira, but they nerfed a lot of things I think are fun, too. Weirdly enough, and again, I don't know if they're OP or not, but I guess just personally, and don't take this one with too much of a grain of salt, because again, I am out of my element here a little bit. I'd probably rate this like a 5.5 Mark Merrills out of 10. Some of the changes annoyed me, but they did change some of my ADs in a better way, although they nerfed Varus, sadly. But overall, I just don't like how they nerfed some of the big people too, like Leona, Rumble. Again, I don't know if they were overcrowding things, so again, grain of salt. But I'll just say, yeah, positively 5.5 Mark Merrills. Either way, this is the world patch. After this, they're probably going to be chill until 2025, which is the year of League of Legends. Either way, I hope everyone enjoyed. I don't know if I'm going to keep doing these, but if I will, I'll see you guys in about 2 weeks. Watch me at Twitch TV/Tecnics channel, and that's about it. Hope everyone enjoyed.